what's happening? Okay. I had to make sure my mic wasn't muted because I had a minute where I thought that this was Streamlab. What are we in? Yeah, Streamlab and not StreamYard.
We're in StreamYard.
Yes, yeah. Because I always have my mic muted when I start my live broadcast because stuff be happening. I have stuff going on and things. But what's going on? What's happening? What's good with you? It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's Hump Day.
Happy Wednesday,
man.
Hump Day. Yo, were we in high school when those commercials came out?
Were we in high school? I think we were. It feels like we were in high school. It was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away when those commercials came out.
Teenage boys thoroughly loved yelling Hump Day in the hallways, and they could get away with it because of the commercial.
And it would be for absolutely anything. It for whatever reason it actually applied somehow.
Yes,
it made sense.
And it wasn't always on
playing. You'd be playing kickball, and then before they kicked the ball, they Hump Day, exactly. Boom, boot it, and you just like, I don't know why that made sense, but it did.
Big dog, it's 7:30 on a Tuesday. Let's bring it up. I want to be here.
Oh man, what's happening? Hey, we got Ducky Momo on the chat as usual, per usual. First one with the comment.
Shout out Ducky. Shout out to Captain's Log right behind.
Captain's Log also. Yes, sir. Good to see both of y'all in the chat and everybody else watching. 50 years in the office. Loved yelling it too. Oh yeah. See, it was just a thing. Wasn't that a Super Bowl commercial? That's why. It was a Super Bowl. The first one was a Super Bowl commercial, wasn't it?
No, with the camel. Wasn't that
that was a Super Bowl commercial? But it was during. It was a Super Bowl commercial. Yeah, it was Geico, but yeah, it was a Super Bowl commercial. That's why it was so popular. Everybody was like,
"Oh, damn!"
It took off. But yeah, man, what if Ultron won?
I mean, ask the people for their rating because
let's get into it. Let's get this rating. So go ahead in the chat. Let us know on a scale of 1 to 10, how many spoons of gumbo are you going to give this episode of What If, man? I'm giving it. I might have to give this a 10. This might get 10 scoops of gumbo. I'm not gonna lie to you. We doing half scoops? Okay, I might rock with a 9.5 though, because I see Ducky's in here. He dropped a 9.5. Uncool dropped a 9. What's happening, Uncool? My mom put up the Wu-Tang sign. That's hilarious. What is that? Praise hands? Is that supposed to be? Is that praise hands? That's definitely Wu-Tang though.
I'm screaming. I'm commenting from my personal account, giving that bad boy 10 spoons.
10 spoons of gumbo. I feel it. Oh, you actually put 10 spoons. Wow. She put 10 spoons in the chat. You know what? I appreciate that level of dedication.
This was a great episode. So, of course, last week I enjoyed the episode, but the most important part of the episode for me was the very ending. Seeing that Ultron with the Vision body and the Infinity Stones, like, I was hyped. First of all, I would like to say this is the first time that I have been rightfully hyped for another episode. Like, we've been wrong a lot, or like our speculation has just, been out there, but my level of excitement was right on target for this week's episode, and we got to see that universe. Although I would have liked to see a little bit more of Ultron winning, I'm gonna let it go because it was still a great episode.
It was.
Like,
go ahead.
You go, because I'm just excited.
All right. I agree, and I'm happy that this, of any of the episodes that deserved a follow-up, it was definitely last week's episode, because it, like I said last week, the ending of last week's episode was the most interesting part of the episode, and the fact that we continue that story in some way, shape, or form. At least we get the ultimate Ultron. I guess that's what we're calling him. Is he? Yeah, sure. Ultron, Ultimate Ultron. We get that story. Ultron Prime. That's like too much like Optimus Prime. It's too much. Right. Too much. I like Ultron Prime. Yeah, no wait, that's what I just said again. Whatever. It's fine. Ultimate Ultron.
Ultron,
It's like Ultimate Frisbee.
I'm screaming.
But no, this was good. This was great because one, for the first time, two, it feels like all this stuff is connected, and it kind of was confirmed that this is all connected. Like this multiversal connection thing is a thing. Ultron actually interacts with the Watcher, similar to Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme Strange, that we saw in that, what was that, episode 4?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Which also was the only other version, which was the only other variant that heard the Watcher. Ultron had enough time to interact with him, but I believe I feel like Ultimate Strange would have, had he succeeded in what he was trying to do, he would have eventually been able to interact with the Watcher the same way Ultimate Ultron did in this episode.
I don't know what I want to talk about first.
The Watcher has, yes.
Yes.
The fade, they definitely shot the ultimate fade in this episode.
It might have been you, Cap. You were saying that the Watcher was a little weak in the Discord, and I have to argue that a little bit. I think the problem is that we underestimated Ultron. A lot of people have issues with Age of Ultron, and in seeing WandaVision and then in seeing this, Ultron was not the problem with that movie. Everything else was bad. And I also, always felt that it was a miss that we never got to see more of Ultron. We never got to see him peak. He was there and then dead within the same movie. We never got to see him again. So I'm very excited to see him again in the comics, but also to really get a glimpse of his ability. And also, we get a little glimpse of Vision's abilities in this episode as well, because the fact that he killed Thanos with the Mind Stone in a hot second pissed me off. Like, you telling me he had that power the entire time. Maybe he didn't have the will, but he has that ability. So he just chose not to do that.
Okay, I think there might be a little caveat there. The Vision, remember in Age of Ultron, maybe was that Age of Ultron or was that in Infinity War? Can't remember. Either way, he made a comment to Wanda mentioning how he didn't truly understand the power of the Mind Stone. Like, he was still trying to figure it out. It's possible that his power was limited because he didn't have the full knowledge or understanding of the Mind Stone at that point in time, versus this Ultron, which clearly has unlocked its full potential. I think that might be the explanation. I'm not saying that that it is, but I think for me that makes sense. They can possibly retcon that to make it so. Because for me, I don't think, while filming Age of Ultron in Infinity War, I don't think that was top of mind. Like him, I don't think that was the plan. I think this is just sort of kind of developed.
So if that's the case, I think that's stupid, and I'm just going to sit with that. I just, he had the ability the whole time. And what kills me is how quickly Ultron took him out. It wasn't even a question. The moment he saw him, he was like, ooh, click, you're done.
Yeah.
So, but then that also might be more to Ultron, just to show how big and bad he is. And I'm super sad we didn't get to see that previously, but hopefully we get to see that in live action or something. I mean, the Multiverse of Madness is coming. Hopefully we get to see a little bit of this Ultron there. Or
perhaps it is also too the marriage of Vision and Ultron. Like that together. Combination is what makes that so powerful, because the conviction and ruthlessness of Ultron mixed with, Vision's intellect. I think that kind of sort of allows for this version of Ultron to be superior to the Vision or to Ultron. Like, Ultron and Vision alone aren't as powerful as them combined. It's kind of like never mind, I'm not gonna make a Dragon Ball Z reference. It'd go over your head.
Dang, you say it for the people. I was gonna mention that the fight between Ultron and the Watcher had, look a little Dragon Ball Z-ish
I
today. I
mean,
felt like they took from anime a bit.
it's like the fusion dance. You know the fusion dance?
No, I don't know the fusion dance, but
Okay,
you could at
that's
least
what I'm saying.
accept it.
That's it though. That's a reference. The fusion dance. Oh man, they know what I'm talking about. Chat knows what I'm talking
Exactly.
about. They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Maybe I'll watch it. No, I won't.
Nah, you're not gonna watch it. If you can't get through the Clone Wars,
Listen,
there's no way you getting through Dragon
I
Ball
actually
Z.
found the Clone Wars very entertaining. I took a break from the Clone Wars because I'm trying to finish Dune. I am making a way, y'all. It's gonna be done.
Aha.
I don't appreciate the
I'm not
silence.
saying nothing. I'm not saying anything. That's it. I accept whatever you say.
The silence is deafening. That's fine. Daniel Fisher just entered the chat. No worries. He says it's a 9.5. I'm loving that. Is everyone 9?
Everybody, I think the lowest I saw was a 9. I think the uncool gave
Wow.
it a 9.
Cool. Wow. I don't know. You might want to step that one up. No one is where you are. Everybody else is up here. You're here. Everybody else is at least here. Get here.
Well, see, here's the thing though. Everybody had like it was pretty much what, a 6 or 7 last week's episode. You gave it a, like what? What did you give it, a 10?
I think okay.
It was up there.
That was a great episode.
I'm not knocking the score, but I'm just like, I feel like we've come back to equilibrium, because I went into last week's episode doing the review because you were so hype on it. I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to be the oddball in this one, because I was like, that felt average to me.
That was
But
a really good episode, and the ending was
the ending, I agree. I 100% agree with you. Ending was great. The ending was great. The ending had me looking forward to this episode, and I'm glad they followed up with what they previewed in last week's episode. But anyway, enough with that episode. Last week's, we're back at we're back in sync. The chat and the hosts are back in sync.
Should we talk about the Watcher again?
We absolutely have to talk about the Watcher, because first of all, I like how Ultimate Ultron read him for filth before they shot the fade.
As he should.
He definitely should. I felt that. I was like, yo, I'm glad somebody said it. Somebody has to say it. But anyway, continue. I wanted to say that. That's all I want to say.
No, I think we can talk about that some more. I mean, the fact that he stood water, y'all. The fact that we just stood.
Nah, it's moonshine.
I was just realizing, like on camera. I just realized that looked like this is water, y'all. I'm trying to
it's
get
moonshine.
trying to get my water intake up. The fact that he sat by throughout every single episode and just let universes die was nuts. And he had no problem letting individual universes fail. But the idea of losing everything, or in my opinion, the idea of him being recognized by someone who could harm him was more of a problem. I would be concerned that it may not be the entire multiverse, but it might be the fact that he is a part of the multiverse also, because it doesn't seem like he had much of a problem when Doctor Strange recognized him, but Strange was stuck in that, universe of nothing. He destroyed everything, and he maybe did not know how to travel in between them yet. But Ultron,
and he was destroyed by the universe. Like he destroyed his universe. Like he did not learn how to traverse the multiverse before his universe collapsed on itself.
Right.
So that was kind of that was the difference between Strange and Ultron. Like Ultron learned how to traverse the multiverse and destroy it before ultimately coming in contact with the Watcher.
Right.
That was like.
And what was I saying? Oh yeah, he's just super whack for that. Just sit by and just let everybody die, and then the only time you get offended is when your life is in danger. So I'm glad Ultron, like you said, read him for filth, and I don't know. I think he deserved to get beat up a little bit.
That's what happened. Did. He definitely deserved to take this L in this episode. The bounce back. I'm cool, because I know next week is going to be the follow up, and this the last episode also. So it's going to continue this, and I'm very much interested in seeing Ultimate Strange versus Ultron go toe to toe with the Watcher. Like that's a quite a combination. I guess Black Widow
I mean,
and
if they're still alive,
Zola.
I'm I'm a little nervous to see Ultimate Strange. We haven't seen him at his full power yet. We saw him absorb the other Strange, but we didn't see him do his own thing. So it would be, I don't know, I'm a little nervous, like just scared to see that.
Well, it's not broken Strange. It's more it's the whole it's him it's his whole self. So his better rational half should be the more dominant over his compulsive half, which is what we saw in that episode. Like I think uh I think the conscious Strange is the one that dominates his other personality, which is what we saw lose control in the ultimate. Like they're both equally dangerous, but like you split one and the other, like it's a problem. But um, yeah, I think it'll be fine. I think we're gonna see this Doctor Strange that we've seen from the movies, and it's not gonna be the version we saw spiral into chaos and madness.
I'm less concerned with his mindset, and more just wondering what him in action is going to look like.
Mm.
Basically, yes, he is, his complete self, but he has also absorbed the power of many deep and dangerous monsters. I want to know what that looks like now in battle. Also, I'm very excited that this is animated because they now get to do way more things. Like I'm imagining seeing this particular Strange on screen, and I don't know, just it might be a little bit more difficult, but they can do whatever they want with animation. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, budget constraints. Yeah, I think we'll get a lot more cosmic stuff anyway. Like my prediction is that a lot of the battles that we see in the upcoming phases are going to take place in space and less so on planets. And that will kind of sort of create or free up some budgetary constraints as far as having to render and shoot on location, because then you can just shoot in something like the volume and then you can actually go crazy with the VFX. Possibly, I don't know, but that's way beyond the scope of this. I do appreciate, to your point, like the animation being able to showcase the power of these superheroes better than live action has up to this point. And these are kind of more focused stories anyway, so that kind of creates opportunities to kind of go to town with their power.
Ducky says that this Dark Strange is oddly more relatable to me. I like him more than the real one, so I look forward to him in live action. I can relate. I can see that, Ducky. I actually agree a little bit. I was less easy. I was less able to relate to the Strange that was so fixated on himself and his talent that he couldn't really empathize and see others around him. So I agree that this one is definitely more relatable to me.
That's true. I forgot about that aspect too, because he was completely different. His character was completely different. His personality, which was that was yeah. He's definitely more of a relatable Strange. That's for sure. And Iron Man once again dies. Haven't they killed Iron Man in like every single one of these episodes, I feel.
He's died at least 4 times. He
I
was a
think
zombie.
6.
He got killed in episode 2. He got killed in this episode. He would have died in Doctor Strange's episode. Is he a no? The I already said the zombie episode. What about the episode with
I mean, he technically dies in
the
the first episode too, because he doesn't get the super soldier serum. He's never frozen. Oh no, never mind. I'm thinking about Captain America.
Let's see, throw me off.
Yeah,
We
that threw
never
me.
got there though, so we don't know if he became
We
Iron
have
Man
no
yet.
idea. Yeah, we have no idea what his fate is.
Ducky
And
says they're
that.
mad at him, so they just keep killing him out of spite.
Oh
I
man,
think it's
because
killed at least 5 times off the top of my head that I can remember.
it is quite a bit. It is quite a bit. Quite
Oh,
often.
I don't think I said it, but the episode, the fifth one, was the Killmonger episode.
Yeah,
Killmonger
yeah, yeah,
killed.
yeah. Killmonger killed him. He saved him, then killed him.
He would have technically got killed in what happened last week? I didn't say last week's
He
episode,
wasn't in
but
the
he was
episode last week.
nowhere to be found, and time wise, he should have been.
Oh, that's
But
what
we
they
still
showed.
don't
No,
know.
we saw it in this episode because this has to be the same Ultron. That's why
I mean,
they were none of them were present. Like none of them were present in that last week's episode.
I the only reason why I want to agree is now we see this Ultron in this particular episode going to different universes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in this episode, right, we don't see Thor. All right, so maybe this was the same universe as last week. I just
He
assumed
destroyed
that
Asgard.
it was a different one.
He destroys Asgard though, because they showcase every single one. Because remember we talked about how many of the Avengers were not present at all in last week's episode. In this episode, they showcase each of their homes and worlds being destroyed by Ultron. When the Watcher was explaining the creation of Ultron and how all of this came to be, like it showcased him destroying everybody's worlds. Like he destroyed Asgard, he destroyed Earth, he destroyed everybody. Wakanda too. Well, I mean, he destroyed
We
the
see
Earth.
him in Wakanda, but we don't see him destroy it. But we just assume that the Earth. Well, we assume that it's destroyed, but we do see him later in the episode when he's with the Watcher going to different universes. But didn't no, I'm mixing movies now. I was about to
You're
say
lost.
Ultron never made it to Wakanda himself.
Not
Um,
technically, no.
yeah. The uncle says maybe they're trying to get fans used to Tony being gone. I think they did a good job at the end of the game with the
I think we
funeral.
got it. Yeah, I think we got it.
I don't think they have to have us anymore. I
I,
think it's very clear.
yeah,
So if they
yeah.
are doing it, it's definitely not for us.
It's whoever they're doing. I think this is a. I don't know. I don't know who they're doing it for, but I hope whoever they're doing it for is. I hope it's working for them.
They're just beefing with Robert Downey Jr. over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Trying to think, what else do I have? What do you got?
I'm trying
What's
to think.
happening next week?
What
I'm asking you. What do you think is going to happen next week?
next week? Okay, we're gonna speculate. Are you inviting me to speculate?
I
Oh my
am.
goodness, that is insane. Look what has happened. Look how the tables have turned. Oh man. Okay, so I think next week we're gonna get the big showdown. And I think we'll start to see. I think that's the coming together. I think we'll see the Avengers that we have seen in each of these stories come together to fight Ultimate Ultron. And I think the Watcher will be the Nick Fury and assemble the team.
Because
That's
this
my
is
prediction.
episode 8, right? So next week is
Yeah.
the finale.
Now, my bold prediction is that the ending of next week's episode will be canon.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that all of the episodes that we have seen are in fact canon, and the only thing that's not canon is the fact that the stones work in other universes, because they already told us that they didn't pay attention to that, which is a whole story in itself. Did we talk about that on air last week?
No, because that came out after we aired last week.
You want to break that down for the people?
I mean, so nah, not really. I think you put that story in the Discord. The high levels is that basically they did not know what Loki was doing. The Loki showrunners were doing with the Infinity Stones. Is it one of those situations, or yeah?
All right, so I'm asking you, who's right? What we saw Ultron doing in other universes, is that how it's supposed to work, or is that not how it's supposed to work?
That's not how it's supposed to work.
Okay.
The Loki. So how I'm going to run this is how Lucasfilm used to do things. So everything that you see that's in live action is canon.
Okay.
So until they say otherwise, that's what I'm going to go with, because that's and they didn't even reveal that this was going to be canon until later. Like, we always knew that Loki and the events of Loki was going to be canon. So as far as I'm concerned, and it came out first, so first dibs. I'm going
Gotcha.
with Loki.
So for those who don't know, we were discussing the abilities of the Infinity Stones. They are not supposed to work in other universes. So what Ultron is doing right now does not make much sense, and we're just going to ignore it for the time being. It's really cool to watch, but that's not how things are supposed to work, which is why the stones were paperweights in the TVA. But also, the stones are basically magic, and magic works differently in the TVA anyway.
Agreed. And that's something we have not seen at all in any incantation is the TVA, because they should definitely be somewhere around in this. But that's a conversation for something. But
I don't think so. I think I'm going to treat this as all of these events are happening after Sylvie bombed the timeline and after they killed he who shall not be named. Now, because time works differently there, although it's not happening after a certain point and it's happening throughout all time periods within the TVA, it's happening at one moment. So I'm saying that that's how I'm imagining it. They have killed he who remains. The TVA is out of whack because no one is pulling the strings anymore. Excuse me, sudden for a bit. And now just time is going crazy everywhere in every universe.
okay, so let's fan canon real quick. I got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, 100% what you just said I agree with, and the only way to make this canon is if it is in fact after they blew up the timeline and killed he who shall not be named, or he who remains. Not he who shall not. That's Voldemort. I just watched Harry Potter, so don't. Stuff is blending. Multiverse, it's just collapsed.
Did I say he shall not be named, or did
you said no? I think so. You said he
who shall
who
not
shall
remain?
yeah, and it's the shall that threw me off. That put me in that he who should not be named. But anyways, that okay. So for this show, it is possible, and you could possibly explain the Infinity Stones working in this regard too. After the collapse, like let's say it takes place after the TVA collapses and the multiverses become one. Well, if there's no sacred timeline, then possibly it's because of the sacred timeline that the Infinity Stones only work in their respective multiverse. After the sacred timeline is destroyed, then possibly the Infinity Stones can work anywhere in the universe or multiverse. Doesn't matter if they're in their proper universe or not. Like, Infinity Stones work anywhere. I don't know. I'm not hell bent on making this canon, but I'm just saying like that's a possible explanation if it's to take place after the events of Loki.
Got you.
Okay. Okay, but I saw the captain's log put in here. I think this is a great closeout. Who's in your starting lineup for the finale? So,
who's left?
We got Peggy Carter, Captain Britain.
Yes.
She is, so that dimensional being that she was fighting was absorbed by Doctor Strange that we saw in this last episode, in Doctor Strange episode. So she should be fine. She should be safe somewhere tucked away.
He should at least know of her existence.
He's going to go, like I'm telling you, the Watcher is going to Nick Fury this thing. He's going to grab her. We're going to get Captain Britain, Captain Carter from her universe. We're going to get T'Challa, Star-Lord T'Challa.
You get 5
out of his universe. We are getting, of course, Doctor Strange. And then, okay, who's left?
The Watcher.
Oh, we're including him in the count.
I mean, I'm just saying he's available.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the Watcher, and then Black Widow. I'm assuming they're gonna pull her. I have no. Who else? Who's alive? Who didn't die in their episode? I don't see them getting Killmonger. I don't know why they would do that per se. I'll let you answer.
Shuri is alive.
Shuri's alive. Shuri's an option, but
Shuri's
I'm gonna stick with my 5 and let you have the floor.
Thinking back to previous episodes. What's his name? Pym.
Hank Pym.
Mm-hmm. Definitely going to Watcher. Definitely going Doctor Strange. I like Captain Carter. I think who's left.
Oh shoot.
I don't know how I feel. Well, you know what? T'Challa Star-Lord probably would have become the Black Panther.
Because he does go back to Wakanda.
All right. So it's Pym, because he didn't die in episode 2.
Mm-mm.
And he was powerful enough to kill everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm including Hank Pym in that.
I'm
mad.
I'm gonna change Black Widow because I forgot about single only child Thor. I'm going to swap only child. I'm going to swap only child Thor for Black Widow in my lineup.
I mean, if if Ultron didn't actually do anything to them when he showed up at the end of that episode, then all of the Guardians of the Galaxy were there partying. Well, except I don't think we got to see Star-Lord and Gamora, but we definitely got to see Drax. We definitely got to see Mantis. You got to see both the Collector and your boy, what's his name? His brother. From
the Master.
Yes. They were all there. So if this happens like around that time and they're all still alive, then there might be some more heavy hitters in that universe. There was some people there. The party wasn't all fun. You had a whole bunch of bad guys there too that were partying it up. You had the Loki. Oh, is Loki alive anyway?
Ice Giant Loki is the only one that's alive. Ice Giant, Frost Giant. I mean, not Ice Giant, Frost Giant. Which I like. Honestly, I like Frost Giant Loki.
You know who might show up just to help and be like, "See, I told you not to do this." What's his name?
Nick Fury?
No, Doctor Strange's friend who always leaves.
Oh, my man. Dang. Wong.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Wong, he might actually show up. He'll show up at the end. It's like, see? No, well, you know what? That's actually very possible because he's still alive in the Strange. Well, he should be there because he warned Strange about doing the whole magic thing, and then he sent him back. Or did he die in that episode?
Was he being pulled out? That he found a way to save himself. I would really hope that within
the Watcher has the power to fix that, though. Like the Watcher has the power to save Wong in that universe.
I would hope so. I would hope that he had the power, but I hope that he did it.
He could, and even if he didn't, he can still go back and do it. Like
pluck him because he's knows all time. Okay, basically pluck him from before it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's so strange. It's so strange because in this situation, I'm now thinking like in the comics, right? Someone like the Living Tribunal would have showed up when the ultimate Vision or Ultron shows up and starts conquering multiverses, and would have just zapped him from existence. But I don't know where the Living Tribunal is in this. In because we saw the head of the Living Tribunal in Loki, but
Lucky.
that was like an Easter egg. He's absolutely absent in this series, but he definitely would have. Unlike the Watchers, that's what the Living Tribunal is kind of there for. He's to judge the actions of individuals and see if they're like if it's sound and for the health of the multiverse, then he lets it happen. But if they're an imbalance, like he course corrects.
So what if
That's kind of sort of why the Watchers are they don't interfere because they technically don't have to. That's what the Living Tribunal is for.
what if the reason why we haven't seen the Living Tribunal yet is because, well, I was going to say that what if we haven't seen him because that now things are technically righting themselves since he who remains.
See,
um
that's why I got it. That's
what am I trying to say? Okay, what if we have not seen the Living Tribunal yet? Because all of this stuff that's happening in the show is actually what's supposed to be happening because it's trying to undo everything that was done by He Who Remains. But then that would mean that why didn't the Living Tribunal just pluck He Who Remains out from the equation in the beginning? So I'm going to leave that
we're gonna
alone.
leave. We just have to leave the Living Tribunal out of this. We just have to
It's,
operate and assume that the Living Tribunal does not exist in the 616, and because this, well, not to say that he shouldn't exist, but as far as what if he doesn't exist in the what if universe, because he certainly would have intervened in what Ultron did in this
yeah,
episode.
he absolutely exists in the
He could
616
definitely
because
exist in 616, and he
the
could still be out there too. Like, because nothing that I don't think anything that he who remains did in Loki would have warranted the intervention of um the Living Tribunal, even in this instance of him creating the what you call it, the sacred timeline and all of that. Like,
he's absolutely in the. Does the Living Tribunal have a gender? Are they?
I,
Because, well,
I'm well. The faces are masculine. It's three heads, and they're masculine, but that doesn't necessarily that wouldn't necessarily mean I don't know. I don't know. I'm
I'm just thinking. Um, the Living Tribunal definitely exists in the 616 because in Doctor Strange, Mordo, when he was training Doctor Strange, had the staff of the Living Tribunal.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Living Tribunal is absolutely a thing in the 616, and Marvel mentions things, whispers of things here and there, but they don't necessarily
But
bring it up until later. So he's out there somewhere. They're gonna
he
have to address
almost
that.
he almost exists to be an Easter egg within the 616. Like, I still question his existence. He still has his presence is definitely there. Like, it seems like he's there, but we hadn't seen him. I wouldn't be surprised if we do eventually see the Living Tribunal, but in the case of what if, I'm going to assume that he's not in the equation.
I hope we see him at some point.
Yeah, I mean, just to see him on screen, like I could see that happening. Like, I could see if we get Galactus, right, and that was something I got hype about because when Ultron swallowed the galaxy, like, that was like a straight up Galactus move, and I'm like, the way they built the way they animated that, I was like, yo, this is like giving shades of Galactus, and that got me hyped for Fantastic Four. But um yeah, that was a cool little Easter egg they threw in there.
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I was looking up the tribunal. Get more info on that too.
Yeah, Ducky thought that was Galactus. Like, so I'm not the only one. I saw that. I was like, that's my first thought. I'm like, oh, that's Galactus. They're teasing him. He's coming.
That's what I'm saying. Like because they're. I feel like they do things for a reason. This is
Because I mean, there was Galactus was I'm pretty sure Galactus was someone that the Living Tribunal prevented from doing stuff because he was getting out of control at some point. And like, you know, maybe Ultron defeats the Living Tribunal. I'm not saying that that's out of the realm of possibility, but if he is able to defeat the Living Tribunal, then that would mean the Watcher and Doctor Strange
have no chance.
Have very slim to none chance, unless Doctor Strange, having consumed all of those multidimensional beings, have given him like unbelievable power.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the Living Tribunal is watching things happen and he has a reason, and we just don't know what that is yet.
He probably knows that they can stop it. And that's like that's another explanation I can give. Like, I think if he feels like they can actually stop Ultron from doing what he's doing, then he's not going to intervene.
Alrighty. No argument from me there.
Yeah, but I mean, he's kind of sort of created in that vein for the comic book writers. So if they created a character that was just too overpowered, eventually the Living Tribunal would just come in and just like, nope, you're done. Get him out of here and start over.
Ducky says, I thought mutants would have been brought in here. It's the multiverse. They could just swing past it and wouldn't be an issue. Them not appearing is more odd than if they appear later. I think we'll get them at some point but right now I'm no longer speculating on when and where. I'm just going to say we're going to get them when we get them. We know they're coming and we don't know what's taking them so long. But I will also say the way that the previous X-Men films have been going, I don't want mutants to just come into the MCU just for them to be there. I want them to get the stories right. So if it takes them a few years, I'm fine with that. But Coop, you want to share your theories, or you going to let it?
I mean, I'm not sharing anything other than that the fact that there is a rumor out on the internet, and if you are, I'll just say, if that rumor is true, then we will see the mutants sooner than you probably think. That's all I'll say. That is all I will say. And if you know that rumor, do not post it in the comment section. You can post it in the Discord, but mark it as a spoiler. But don't post it in here, because we don't want. Some people are trying to remain spoiler free. So hit me up in the Discord, and I'll send you some info.
Before we go, I'm seeing Venom this weekend. I'm going to try to catch a matinee, so I'm not in the theater with a whole bunch of people. I don't know if all of us are going to be able to see it, so we can talk about it next week. But if you do see it, please hit me up with the Discord. I'll be seeing it Saturday morning, and I want to know how you feel about it. I'm very excited.
Do not. I might be able to make it on Monday. We'll have to see. But there's got a lot of things happening over here. So I can't make a commitment that I'm going to go see that movie, because things are shifting. Good things, positive shifts, positive changes over here. But you know, if all is permitted, I might be able to go make that a visit to the theater on Monday. Check that out. But yeah, that's all I got. So I'll take us out. As always, thank you for watching. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch at Certified Gumbo. Please leave us what am I going to say? Oh, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notifications there, right there in the bottom by Coop in that corner. Yeah, turn on those notifications. That one. Yes, please buy us some coffee. The link is in the description box below. Coffee helps us, keep Gumbo going. And Coop. Star Wars Sunday. Not Sunday, Friday, yes. Friday. We're doing it Friday. Yeah. Episode 2 of Visions. I will be reviewing Tatooine Rhapsody. And also in the Discord, I will be doing the watch party again for episode 2. So hop in 7 p.m. Eastern into the Discord. I'll do a watch party. I'll share my screen and we can watch episode 2 together. And then I'll hop on at 8 p.m. Eastern to talk about the episode, and we can talk about Star Wars in general. And then I'll probably do some gameplay streams Friday, man. I bought what is the game? New World. Played that yesterday. That is a blast. I'm going to enjoy that. It's an MMO. It's by Amazon Game Studios. I believe it is their first game, possibly. Nice. It's definitely their first AAA title. So definitely fun. Different take on the MMO. It's like they've modernized MMOs in my opinion, and it's a very good thing because the combat system in MMOs was getting a little stale. So I'm glad they kind of revamped it. It's a fun adventure. I'm only level like 5, and so but you know, from what I played, I enjoyed it. So if you want to check that out, if you're interested in the game, just be mindful of our Twitch. So follow us there because I'll be streaming it.
Oh, and I almost forgot. Please join us on Discord. Just like Coop said, you can hang out with us on Friday and watch episode 2 of Visions at 7 o'clock before the stream on Friday. So please join us on Discord. We talk about this stuff all day, every day. The link to that is also in the description box below.
All the links you need are in the description box. So go ahead, drop into the description box, click on all the links, follow us, and do all the things.
Do all the things.
Do all the things. Do all the things. And as we always say, as I always say, peace, love, blessings, and may the force be with you.